manufacturing so far. I feel like every time I go to the city, it's the biggest day, but this is legit it. So, today is the day that I went in to buy the bulk fabric to get this manufacturing process started. And so much is dependent on this fabric. I need to know the quality of this fabric in order to make the tags that I need to start the beginning process of manufacturing. And then after that, I need everything else. The hangers, the snaps, the elastic, the bottom hangers, the garment bags, the, sticker code, CPC code or something. I can't remember what it's called, but it's something that sounded super professional. Honestly, I am so underprepared for this. I am just a baby. But I'm gonna walk you through our day. So we got on the train early, and I mean 20 minutes early. So I'm sitting there with Mark, who didn't bring anything to occupy himself with, so he has to bother me. Then, once the train gets going, he still bothers me. And I read my book, and he still bothers me. But I did send a message out to Uni first thing in the morning, sending him the new yield and asking him if he could give me a guesstimate on how much fabric he'll need given the new yield that he wanted me to produce with my pattern maker. And then he had gave me a guesstimate saying, this for the lining, this for the self, this for combo 1, this for combo 2. And I was like, I'm confused, we only have 2 fabrics. Which one's combo 1, which one's combo 2? So I'm just trying to internally discuss it with myself, doing math, and I'm like, okay, I'm thinking it's 150, 200 yards, but I would just do 250 of each to be safe. And then as I'm getting off the train, my manufacturer called me, and he's like, ignore what I said. I'm going to go to your pattern person and ask them which is combo 1 and which is combo 2. And I was like, okay, well, let's internally discuss. Because, he had changed everything up for the final patterns because he wants it a certain layout so it goes as far as the least amount of waste because of the lines in the fabric. And he wants to do this lining up thing, which I'm all for, but I'm also I don't want to waste a lot of fabric, so let's kind of ignore it sometimes. But either way, neither here nor there. So we were kind of figuring out which one was combo 1, which was combo 2. I was telling him what he told me last time, and I'm like, yes, this has this on it, this has that on it, this has this on it. So this makes this combo 1, correct? And he's like, yeah. But let me just double check numbers and stuff and make sure everything. I will do the numbers with that as combo 1 and that as combo 2 and then give you new numbers because my numbers are wrong now. And I was like, okay, great. And he was like, I also would like to see you today and discuss internally about the beginning of manufacturing. I was like, okay, great. So we decided to camp out in a different fabric store until my manufacturer kind of contacted me. I wanted to buy some fabric for myself personally in order to be like, yay, congratulations, you did it. So we went in to go buy that, and the guy told us, hey, if you pay in cash, it'll be cheaper. And I was like, I don't have any cash. I just have my business card. And he's like, well, there's an ATM down there, and if that one doesn't work, there's an ATM that way. So we booked it to the ATM. And did I mention it's raining? Because it's raining. And so we booked it to the ATM. The ATM that he first directed us to has a limit that my fabric was more expensive than. So we went to the other ATM and took out the amount and came back. And then bought my fabric. And then we went to the fabric store where I was buying my manufacturing fabric. And we just kind of still didn't hear from a manufacturer, and we were like, okay, well, let's just walk around a bit. My stepdad took a call. I'm just walking around looking for kind of the next fabric I want to work with for the next outfit, because if this one is successful, I want to start producing the next one. So I was kind of just looking around, and then my manufacturer calls me, and he's like, okay, you're going to need 150 or 170 of this and 150 of the lining. And I'm like, okay. He's like, but I would like extra just to be safe. And I was like, okay, so how's like 250 180 because I'm like, to be safe, just in case some extra outfits are ordered or we get like we need more of the larger size, like we'll have a couple just to make some extras and, really think it out. And he's like, yeah, that'll work. So I go in and I go to place my bulk order with the fabric store, and they're like, do you have a swatch of this one? We're just not exactly sure which one this is. And I'm like, I can tell you which one it is, but I didn't see it around. He's like, yeah, I don't think I have it in store today. And I was like, great, okay, let me go get a swatch from a manufacturer. So I texted my manufacturer, even though I'm meeting him in like 20 or so minutes. I'm like, can I just come in and grab a swatch of my fabric really, really quickly so I can give it to the fabric people because they apparently don't have any on hand. And they don't know what it is. He's like, yeah. So my assistant will give it to you. And we get there. His assistant gives it to us. She shows us the new patterns. And I'm like, okay, yeah, these will work. I was like, these look almost very similar, but these shall work. And then I get to the part where they give me my fabric and I cut my swatch and I'm like, thank you, I will be back. I appreciate y'all. Like, you're super sweet. And I book it to the fabric store. And I give him the swatch and he's like, okay, give me your phone number and I'll call you when I have an order and make sure that I have the exact amount you need. Because he's like, I'm not 100% sure if we have what you need in store, but I can order it. So let me check, just make sure that I can actually order it, or if I need to give you what's in store and then order extra. And I was like, okay, cool. Thank you. Have a great day. So then we went to get something to eat while we had some downtime. And after the downtime, during the downtime, I didn't feel good, okay? This is key to the story, which is really sad that it's key to the story, but I didn't feel good. I was hot and cold at the same time. We were going in and out. The temperature change was making me feel gross. I had something with MSG in it because we went to a donut shop and I had a drink, and I know there's MSG in it, but I needed the drink, okay? Sometimes that just has to dabble. And I had hash browns, which I know probably were in the wrong oil and everything. So I probably didn't eat well, okay? And then we went to my manufacturers to discuss the beginning process of manufacturing. He's like, well, I need the tags and the fabric first. And I was like, tags are dependent on the fabric, because if they can't give me the fabric that I want, then I have to go for a different fabric. And I was like, they're supposed to let me know when I order the fabric what it's made of. So we will have that to you in the beginning. And then he's like, snap, blah, 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 like, what's your retail price? And like, he's really helping me and thinking things through. And he's like, I want to do right by you and make it a little easier on you. I was like, at the end of the day, whatever it costs you to make my garments, charge me. Don't try to like make it easier for me, because I'm starting this new experience, and it's something he's really happy and honored to be a part of, and I'm really honored that he's willing to help me out so much. But he was like, so the only things I need to change before I really feel comfortable going into manufacturing is the pattern needs to be on a different width. Right now we have it on 57.5, and I would prefer it to be on 55.5, just for the least amount of waste. And I was like, okay. And then we were discussing and like other stuff for the patterns, and he's like, why don't we all go to the pattern person together? And I was like, okay, let me call my pattern person, because they may be on lunch, because he was like, it's lunchtime, and as much as like we could do a pop by, like it's not necessarily appropriate right now. And I was like, okay, let me call him. And he's like, okay, come meet me in like 20 or so minutes. And my manufacturer didn't want to wait the 20 minutes, so he just kind of told me all of the changes I needed to tell the pattern grader, and then I called the pattern grader at the bottom of my manufacturer's building, like on the elevator, and I said, I'm so sorry for all of this. I won't be coming in to see you, but these are the changes that need to happen. He's like, okay, that's actually very simple. Just email me it, and I'll make sure it's ready to go as soon as possible. And I was like, great. And you know how to charge me, so that's perfect. And yeah, so then we got on the train, and I deflated. And then we were going home, and we had to pick Riley up, and I was getting worse, like sick-wise. I was not feeling good. I got car sick. We had gotten a smoothie on the train, and it had matcha in it, which sometimes matcha makes me pukey, but I really think it was the MSG and the hot cold. And I wasn't feeling good the morning of, but he had to drop me off early before picking Riley up, because I had to, like, expel everything out of my body. And the moment I got into the house and I saw the toilet, I went to do that. and I slipped on Riley's hair dyeing mat and almost killed myself. So it was an experience today, but I am super hopeful. I am waiting for the call from the fabric sourcing place, and hopefully they have enough of the fabric for both of the fabrics I need. Because if they don't, then it's back to square one with doing samples if I can't find it somewhere else. And that's really nervous. So I will update you guys as soon as I get that call and that situation. Have a great day though. Stay amazing. Bye!
It's Shauna.